Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Fluent with Looki. I'm Looki, your guide to mastering the English language. Today, we're diving into a topic that might sound like something out of a sci-fi movie, but it's actually based on real science. Rewiring your brain for English. Forget rote memorization and endless grammar drills. We're diving into the power of neuroplasticity, your brain's amazing ability to change and adapt. I'll show you how to leverage this power to become a more fluent and confident English speaker. Exactly. Learning a language isn't just about stuffing information into your head. It's about reshaping the way your brain processes information. We'll explore simple, practical strategies you can use every day. Even small changes can add up and give you a lot of gains. Now, why do some people seem to pick up languages effortlessly while others struggle? It's because of how the teaching methods and individual learning preferences align. That is, those people find what works best for them. What works for one person may not work for another. That's why today's action plan will focus on a wide variety of things that can help anyone in their individual language journey. Good question. A lot of it comes down to how we approach learning. Many get caught up in rigid grammar rules or aim for flawless perfection from the start, which gets in the way. It can be so frustrating feeling like you're not making progress, and I've definitely felt that myself in the past. You can put so much pressure on your learning that you simply burn yourself out. It's like trying to build a skyscraper without a strong foundation. So, what is the foundation for successful language learning? It's really about understanding how your brain acquires and internalizes new information. It's important to find the learning and teaching methods best suited for you, because at the end of the day, the individual is key. If you aren't receptive to a teaching method, that teaching method will never work for you. First things first, let's make this concept, rewiring your brain, less intimidating. Basically, it means creating new neural pathways. To use the terminology, this is neuroplasticity. If that sounds intimidating, do not worry. In the grand scheme of learning English, it is a pretty basic concept. It may sound complex, but the principle is easy to digest and put into practice. I like that. So how do we build these roads then? How can you go about that? It all comes down to creating good habits and a positive learning environment. Make learning a continuous process and change teaching methods to better suit you. Consistency is truly key here. Think about learning to ride a bicycle. You didn't just read a book about it and instantly become an expert, right? You had to practice, fall down, get back up, and practice some more. It's the same with English. Consistent exposure and practice, even in small doses, are far more effective than cramming for hours one day and then neglecting it for a week. Short and steady is key. Can you give an example? For example, instead of focusing only on grammar textbooks, try listening to English podcasts or audiobooks during your commute. It's effortless, and you're constantly exposing your brain to the rhythm and sounds of the language. This helps your brain make patterns that will benefit you going further. This allows your brain to become accustomed to those sounds, and it will become easier to understand them later. In addition to this, you might even find that the textbook you are reading isn't suited for you, and a different textbook may make it easier to learn. It's a low-pressure way to learn. Think of it as passive learning, the opposite of active learning. This helps train your ear to the sounds, intonations, and cadences of spoken English. You don't have to actively study. Just let it wash over you while you're doing other things. Don't simply sit there doing nothing. Use that time to do something else that's worth your time.
Great idea. So basically, make English a part of your everyday life.
Totally. It is super important to make English a habit. Now let's move on to actionable things listeners can do. For me, changing my perspective of my English level changed things for the better. This may be as simple as changing your phone or social media setting to English for an hour or two a day. The key is to make English a habit.
Could you elaborate?
Sure, I was so focused on correcting every mistake, but realized I shouldn't overdo it. So to stay more positive, I began celebrating small daily achievements, which then motivated me more to push forward. It kept me going.
What works, works. It's about acknowledging your progress, no matter how small, and celebrating those wins. It's about building momentum and associating your English learning with positive feelings. That really gives that boost in confidence. You have to learn to love to process. This is the only way to get the job done.
That's it, the simple power of shifting your perspective. So let's recap the key tools for the action plan.
Yes, let's recap. Immersive learning. Make English a consistent part of your routine. Think creatively about how you can incorporate English into your everyday life. Maybe it's listening to music, watching films, or even changing the language settings on your phone or computer. The goal is to create an environment where you're constantly exposed to the language. This can also translate to having an English buddy that keeps you going. Make flashcards to better associate words and their respective concepts. But don't just write down the word and its definition. Add an image, a related word, or even a personal anecdote to make it more memorable. Don't stay glued to the textbooks. Change, rotate, and add different methods. Maybe try something new, like role-playing or even a language-based video game. As long as you have a firm grasp of the core concepts, it's up to you to explore the possibilities. And most importantly, adopt the right mindset. Understand that every language journey is unique. Don't measure yourself with anyone else. Focus on individual goals.
Great points. A positive mindset, right techniques, and good habits make an excellent recipe for faster progress. So to our listeners, keep learning. And don't forget to share this episode with someone that you think may find this advice useful. If you have questions or comments, we're on social media to hear your feedback and stories. So thank you again, and have a good one. See you next time. Finally, remember that this journey is about your growth, not about meeting some arbitrary standard. Focus on enjoying the process, experimenting with different techniques, and celebrating every small victory along the way. With that, I will conclude. Remember that you can always adjust your plans or tools, and everything can be adjusted for your benefit. Don't be afraid to take ownership of your methods.
And that's a wrap. And we'll be back next time with new episodes. Until then, thanks for tuning in. You can use these resources to help other people understand English a little better. Until then, keep leveling up.